I have to say, I've never, I'm going to admit this now, I don't think I've ever talked to a patient about this topic. I probably should have. There probably should have been opportunity. There probably were opportunities, but I have not done it. Like, how do you bring it up with a patient?
Well, I think for me, I just oftentimes will. Sometimes as it happens, like patients will lead us. There may be the couples in the room, and maybe you can tell that there's a block, or that they're distant, or they're not sure how to touch, or sometimes you can just feel that there's a sensory thing missing. And sometimes they'll kind of lead you to it by talking about how things are at home, or something like that. But for the most part, it usually is, from my experience, especially since working in the book, it's simply something like, hey, I'll just prime them and say, this illness affects every part of us in all sorts of ways. And sometimes we in clinic will gloss over all sorts of very important things. Like, for example, how's your sex life? Now, is there a sex life? And that alone, a couple of times I've brought that up with patients, and instant tears, like instantaneous tears in the patient or the loved one. And it's really moving, because the tears are from, thank God, now I get to talk about it. Thank God someone's asking me about it. And I hadn't let myself think about how much I actually missed that touch. So anyway, it seems like it's been pretty easy to prime with people, much like death, because actually the feeling is, denial